JD in the Duffel Bag podcast. Chucky online. I'm with like an absolute flipping. This is a bit nuts for me still, and I'm going to tell you why, yeah? This is like one of the coldest in the game right now. Like from a few different angles, not just one angle, a few different angles. Fumes at the engineer. Well, go on, my brother. Always got to do the spud.
Yeah, come on.
What are you saying? How are you, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
Nah, you're not. You're actually not good. Because the reason why I know you're not good, yeah, you just took like a mad pause, bro, to think about that. So if you're actually not good, let's what like how are you?
Yeah, you're doing the most. You know what it is? Like, obviously, there's a lot's changing for man right now, innit? And like, I'm aware of a few things that's going on, and you know, like, it's the fame thing, bro. Because you see me, yeah, I don't class myself as famous. I don't class myself as a celebrity, and it might be weird to other people, but I've always been the popular loner. Do you get?
Oh my God. So you know what I've said that like years ago I was kind of saying that was kind of how I feel, but purely because. Do you say this because you're someone who spends a lot of time kind of on your own or in your own small little circle? Like certified brethren, and that's that.
I say it because like I don't know, man. Like it's a thing where I've got a lot of people that are around, man, as a team. Do you get what I'm saying? And then I've got a few people that I can rely on as friends. But more time I'm on my own. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, and it's like only recently have I been with my team so much because there's so much going on in my career right now. It's like every day we're either filming something for something that I can't speak on, or we're filming, you get what I'm saying, or we're doing plugged ins or studio with fumes, or we're doing album stuff, whatever. So it's just like, before that, like everywhere I'd go on my own, like even cinema and that, bro. I was one up.
That's
like,
my thing.
I was one up.
Yeah,
bro.
Restaurants and that.
Yeah, bro.
That's,
I'm
bro,
there on my
that's
ones,
my
like a loner, like, and everyone's looking at me like, "Wow, what going for mine, man? Did these girls stand them up or something?" And man's like, and I'm just there, and I'm just like, this is my pattern. Like, I'm good on my ones. Like, I go Westfield, I'm on my ones, and is that? And I'm like, no, it's not, man. I got my mask on, man.
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? On another day, it's all good. Yesterday was a bit mad in Westfield, but other than that, man's normally very social with the fans.
How do you deal with that?
It's weird. Like, for me, I don't understand. I'm like, sometimes I'm like, who, where?
Yeah.
Oh, me? Like, do you get what I'm saying? Because I'm just like, I feel like man's a normal person still.
Yeah.
Like, because remember, this all happened during lockdown.
Yeah.
So it's like, we haven't really been allowed out. Like, really.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So now man's stepping out, and man's gone to Westfield and whatever, and man's got bare kids approaching, man. Man's at Chicken Kitchen, like I think Twyford and Acton High School's right there. They've come out after school, and man's getting bombarded with photos. Man's getting stopped in traffic. Kids are blocking the road and that. Man said, "Raw."
That's crazy.
Like, man's taking it in, and I'm saying, like, raw, like, they love, man.
Yeah. Bro, you're making an impact on people's lives, bro. And you know, it's so funny, it's just that, like, I get it because you started something. Obviously, you've been doing what you've been doing for however many years you've been doing it. But this here, you started something which we'll talk about a little bit later in more depth. But you started this at a time where people are in their yards and they're just chilling. Do you get what I'm saying? And you're the same. Like, there's no difference. You're still in the studio or whatever, but more you have to be in your house, innit? So now, once you've like actually managed to get that level of success doing that, when you step outside, it must be a mind F for you, because it's like, literally March or February 2020, when I went outside, it was just whatever it was. Now when I go outside, it's a completely different thing.
It's a mad thing. Like,
it's not even like a steady type thing. It just happened.
Literally, so it's just happened, like, and it's weird. Like, even I'm with my little brother, and then, like, it's just weird. He's like, I don't want to go shopping with you no more, but I can't even shop in peace. But everyone's always, let me take a picture with your brother, and they give him the camera. So he's just like, bro, long, like. But yeah, man, it's weird. Like, it's weird. It's a weird.
Are you enjoying it though?
Yeah, of course. Like, I'm very grateful. Like, because obviously, man came from nothing. Like, when that's mean nothing, I mean nothing. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's a thing where in this last year, like, there's no cap. Like, 1 year can really change your life, and that's what it's been for me. Like, this 1 year has changed everything in my life. Like now I'm looking at it and saying, if I can duplicate the success next year, then a couple years after that I'll be looking at retiring, bro. Like it's like,
would you though? I don't. You wouldn't. You wouldn't. You could, but would you?
It depends. I'll give a perfect example on a Floyd Mayweather thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Not to say I've made anywhere near.
No. I get what you
made,
mean. I understand.
But as an image, like he's retired, but he pops out every now and again,
right,
for a special occasion.
Yeah, for the quick big one.
Yeah, but for the right people as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So for me, it would be
Floyd didn't really do that because there was a quick young Logan Paul on there, but there was a quick.
But he was
50.
popping at the time.
Huh?
And he was the most relevant YouTuber at the time. True. And now he's a boxer, so it was a very tactical move. Do you get what I'm saying? So I would retire, because I've always wanted to retire in my 30s. Do you get what I'm saying? But it's just like one of those things that I'm building towards it. Not to say like man's gonna leave the game. Yeah. I'm gonna have studios, and I've trained engineers and producers to be able to take my position. And even now, like I'm here with you now, but I've got studio sessions running. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's just a thing of like, that is what man's gonna do. Like, just sit back, residual income, build companies.
Love that.
And just be able to enjoy life. Cause I feel like a lot of us like to work till 60 and 70 and then say, "Nah, I want to enjoy it." My brother, now the bones and that are not the same, bro.
Ultimately, you want to be able to enjoy things at a young age. This is one of the reasons why. Sometimes, see, like when I'm talking to like up and coming artists and that, whether it be like having a conversation with them like this or just privately, I'm always talking to them about like doing the right things with their money and that. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, like sometimes for an artist in particular, which you would have seen many of times, there's enough times an artist has a sick year or two and there's a lot of money that's coming in and it feels like the money is never gonna stop. So what happens is man just spend all of the P's without thinking about, you know what, like setting themselves up for a retirement or setting themselves up to be in a position where they're doing it because they want to do it, not because they have to do it. But if they don't do that, then what ends up happening? Things start to become low and you're going to start, and trust me when I say this, there's going to be more conversations at a point when we start talking about what happens when the light switches off. Like, how is life then when the light switches off? Like, what is going on in your life then? Because that is an important point if you set yourself up right or if you set yourself up bad. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I think it's really important that even just hearing yourself talking about, you know, putting yourself in a certain position to be able to, you know what, if you want to say, okay, cool, I don't want to do this anymore, but I've got engineers, I've got studios, I've got whatever, and you've got an income that comes in, you're good. But let me go back a bit, So you're from West, You're from Acton.
West London, Acton,
brother. Originally. I couldn't believe it when I heard you was from Acton, brother.
Original
Acton guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because I'm West.
Where?
Yeah, I'm West. I grew up by Ealing.
Okay,
Yeah, I grew up by Ealing, White City, Ealing. Then I lived in Norfolk or whatever. So like, West is looking, especially over the last like couple of years, it's looking so strong in terms of the pool of talent that is coming out of it. Because at one point, there was literally no one, bro.
Yeah,
there was no one.
Yeah, there was no one still. There was no one. Yeah, I'm with you.
But now you're starting to see, like, I know you're probably feeling like compared to everyone else, there isn't that much or whatnot. But like,
no, I hear what you're saying still.
There was literally no one.
We've got a couple pioneers over here still.
We got a couple of them. How did you get into engineering, bro? Like, what made you do that? Like, being around rappers, MCs, or even producers, like, what made you say or think about engineering?
It was just a thing for me. Like, obviously, I started off rapping, innit? Like, I know a lot of people know, but that was my childhood, like, until like 15, and then I started engineering, mixing, doing the executive stuff at like literally at 15. So for me, it was just, with the rapping thing, I just felt like, you know what, there's so many talented people that don't get listened to, because rapping's about your CV. If you're gonna rap about money, then you gotta show money. Do you get what I'm saying? So you've got your rappers that do that and they do it successfully, and some of them are not good. But because their CV checks out, they've managed to make a career out of it. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's the same with road. If you're gonna rap about being a gangster, then you've gotta do what you're talking about. and because like that CV is accustomed to music when it comes to an artist. So for me, it's not about the talent, it's about the CV.
Yeah, for real.
Because if they don't view your CV as credible, if you're coming in on that approach,
Then you're out of here.
then it's a hard, do you get what I'm saying? And it's also a lot of luck, who you know, right place, right time. And I just feel like at the time, doing what I was doing, you actually had to be good. You don't anymore, but you actually had to be good at the time.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, it was like, I want to do something where man's actually the best at what I do. And then the whole industry is going to want to come to me because of what I do and the difference I bring to songs. Do you get what I'm saying? So that was basically the thought process.
Talk to me about the engineering side in particular. Like I went to college and I was doing sound engineering myself. Yeah, I didn't do it for too long, but there's clearly a difference between being a producer and an engineer. Like who taught you how to learn the principles of engineering?
Yeah, no, you're right. There's a difference, but I don't feel like no one knows the difference. But we'll get into that.
We'll get into that 100%. Yeah.
But obviously, when I came up, there's a guy called Ren. I don't know, you might know him as well if you're from Ealing. Like Ren was all around West London. He kind of taught me the basics of what I know. Yeah. And like he put me in studio sessions with people like Gigs, Femfel, and them lot when they was on their come up, even Snap Capone. And that's kind of where I found my love for it, just watching him. And it was a thing where, I don't know, like, he just saw something in me, or maybe he just wanted a break, but he'd just always tell me, yo, come sit here and press this, and he'll just leave the room. And I just started to get into the habit of, all right, cool, and then he'll come back, and I'll be like, all right, cool, so what does this do? What does that do? Like, how do I do this? So he kind of just threw me in there. It wasn't a choice. It was a thing where I was bored. I sat in studio one day in the youth club, Bollowbrook Youth Centre, which is where man kind of also worked for like 13 years doing youth work and supporting the kids and helping them to grow into their thing. And then it was just like, boom, yeah, from there I just took a general interest and I was like, cool, this makes more sense than rapping, and I feel like I can help more lives and touch more lives and and have a bigger reach doing what I'm doing, like if I brand it right. And then obviously it came to branding, which was a big thing for me. Yeah. Because realistically, until recently, no engineers got shown any love.
No.
Any. I mean, the biggest love that kind of got shown was still backstage, but it was MSN. Yeah. And that was, I don't know what that was. I think that was because he was basically intertwined with BBK at the time.
Well, this is it. Obviously, you kept hearing, like Skepta, for example, you always hear him say it. Yeah. So there's like a lot of people that hear it and they know that it's a thing, but they don't know exactly what it actually is.
Exactly.
Within a small section of the industry, or like that industry, people would know who's doing what. But outside of that, people would know. You would just hear it just from a certain artist. Like you had the same with Jay-Z and Guru. Like Jay-Z used to always mention Guru, turn me up Guru. Yeah. Like a lot of the time you didn't know who it was, but you just heard the Guru. Fraser T. Smith, he's a producer, but again, you would kind of hear some people just mention Fraser T. Smith or whatever. And you start asking some questions and you realize, okay, like he mixed and mastered. He was a part of Kano's album. He was a part of Dave's album recently and all of these type of things. But other than that, like they weren't branding themselves in any type of way. Like MSN isn't out here like that. Maybe because he doesn't want to, whatever. Same with Guru, like
it's not easy.
That's Jay-Z's guy, and at Jay-Z's height, you just didn't. No one outside of a particular industry knew who Guru was. But what you have ended up doing is, in some way, like branded yourself as the engineer to go to. But also, I think, like, do people even know exactly what it is that you do?
I mean, I leave that down to like the public. Like whatever you feel like is whatever you feel like. But I feel like there's a lot of confusion on the actual difference itself between composers, beat makers, producers, writers. Like those four things in the industry are so badly taken that it's weird, because a lot of people will claim titles for stuff they don't actually do.
Facts.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then it's like, when, like, I feel like the industry is a like, if you know thing. And to the public, it's like, okay, yeah, so they're all this. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
So they're all writers, they're all rappers, they're all producers, they're all engineers. They don't know exactly who's doing what. So I feel like bare people have got false titles, but I don't know how deep man's gonna go into that. But it's weird, like. But it's something that if you look at Americans, like you'll see the difference. And if you take your time out and go onto the PRS website, if producers only make beats, why is there not a category for producers on the PRS website? Check it now. Double check it now. I want to make sure I'm right, because the last time I checked, but I signed up for PRS like 3 years ago.
I can't see it, bro.
That's what I'm saying, because they're not who they think they are. And that's not me taking a shot at anyone.
Right, I hear you.
Do you get what I'm saying? That's just the way music is. So in the US, that's normal. They understand the procedures. In the UK, everyone thinks there's someone that they're not. Do you get it?
Where do you feel like that comes from?
I have
Do you
no
feel like
clue.
the emulation, there's like, people are trying to emulate something, but they don't necessarily know exactly what it is they're trying to emulate?
Yeah. I feel like everyone who makes a beat thinks they're a producer.
Yeah, no, that's not the case.
My guy, you're not. Like, you're the beats composer,
right.
And if you sign up on PRS, you'll sign up under composer.
Right.
Or maybe writer, because you can write notes into a beat. Yeah. Do you get it? So them two factors, you're a writer or you're a beat composer. Yeah. You're not a producer.
This is why, like, some people get what DJ Khaled does mixed up. Because they will sit and say, oh, but all he does is he just dances around and he just...
He's the producer.
No, he's the producer. Like, he's the one who's actually in the studio
making it happen. He's the one that says, you know what, yeah, put that here. I'm going to put my ad-lib in there, change this verse, change that on the beat, do this, do that. He's the producer, he's the exec producer, and he's co-writing. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? But he'll go out as a producer. But because his name is DJ Khaled, when's the last time you saw him DJing?
I haven't seen him DJ for time.
Exactly. So really, it's like the game has got it twisted. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's like, for me, I'm not, like, this newfound fame stuff that's happening is like, I started to realise I'm not allowed to have an opinion on things or to say things.
Who told you that?
The fans
that's
hate
what people
it.
Make you feel.
The fans hate it, bro. See, if I was to come out and say, but you lot are not really producers, rare, the uproar would be ridiculous, because they're just like, oh, so now he's getting big for his boots. He's trying to tell everyone what it is and what it isn't, when we know. It's a weird thing for me. Like, I'm just like, you know what, let me just sit back and just wait for everyone else to figure it out, because I can't put out what I got to keep my opinions and the facts that I know kind of to myself and to the people that want to hear it. I don't feel like that's a conversation the industry's ready to take on. Like, right, so everyone's got the wrong job title.
I disagree. I think that, like, your voice is valid in that because of your expertise and what you're seeing, and you're actually in the field. And on top of that, for people who are trying to get into it, it's important for them to know. Otherwise, they end up just following suit. Because, like, one of the reasons why I think what you're doing is so interesting, is because a lot of the time, if you don't see something, it's hard to be it. Yeah. And like, you're essentially in a lane of your own. Like, there's no one that is doing this to the, like, especially with and I'm talking about not just you being an engineer, but I'm talking about how you do the branding and all of this type of stuff with the job that you do. You just don't see people doing that. Yeah. So essentially, there is not a responsibility, but I feel like it is important for you to come and say, you know what, this is what I see, and this is my opinion on that. Like, I think that some people get this
opinion stuff, bro. I promise you. Like, I don't know if you've been seeing it, but recently, anytime I put an opinion out there,
they go ham.
They go ballistic. And I was chatting to my team, and I just said, you know what? I deeped it now. Man's not allowed to say certain things. Like, I gotta wait for someone else to say it and just retweet it or something. Like, they don't want man in a position to be saying, yo, my man over here is not making sense. This move is not making sense. This title is not making sense. I start doing that. Everyone starts saying, why'd you care? What's wrong with you? Why are you hating? Why are you bitter? Okay. And it's like, but it's not that.
Let me do
this
though.
For the culture, I feel like people should know things. But at the same time, if I say it, the backlash comes to me. The culture will take it in, but I'll get the backlash on my page. And I just don't need it. Do you get what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. That's why it's important to say, because it's not like, if someone says, why do you care? You have a reason for why you care, because you care about a culture and you care about the way that.
It like that. Like, I put certain things out recently that maybe I shouldn't have said, but since
was it about the faking views thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to bring that up. I was going to talk about that. Yeah. I was going to bring that up as a thing of like, what is it about the game that you don't like? And like, what was it about? Because this faking views thing, this has been going on forever.
Yes.
Like literally forever. The moment that someone came up with the I don't know how you can do all of this. People have been doing that, and they do it on Instagram. Like people fake numbers, which is like, which jars me as well, because I feel like sometimes a person will come to me. Like, I'm all right. I attract certain things or whatever, yeah. But I don't like that a company will come to me and say, I want to work with you. In fact, I want to see your numbers first, because I'm like, wait, I just want, like, am I good?
Yeah.
Like, you should really be coming to me on a vibe of, am I good? But with music, I feel like artists do the same thing, because they feel like, okay, cool. You know what? If I fake a certain amount of numbers, or if I do X, Y, and Z, it's going to put me up there. Yeah. But it's not an authentic thing. But why? What made
There's an authentic way now that's being manipulated, and that's why the industry are upset. Like, that's why people are upset that I even said anything, because it's like the way that they view it is Google ads is what? Google ads is authentic marketing, and everyone in the world does it, and that's fine. But what you have to understand is it's the same as, like, you can, if you go directly to YouTube, yeah, and you literally play, like, you can go on your analytics and you can see the percentage of views and where they come from.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? If you go and you do your ads via YouTube, I understand, because it's directly via YouTube and there's no guarantees. But you see, if you, Chucky's, turned around and said, boom, this interview with Fumes, I'm going to get a guy on the phone and I'm going to say, yo, bro, this has to hit 100K in the first 3 days. I'm paying you £700 for it to hit 100K in the first 3 days. Do you get me? Then after that, 150K in a week. Did you or did you not buy views?
No, I bought views.
Just because you done it through Google ads, there's someone that manipulated the Google ads for you to get to where you want to get to. So I shined a little bit of light on it, because personally, I said it on my story and they ridiculed me, but that personally...
But, okay, what was their opposing argument? Like, what do you mean? What was, like, if they ridiculed you, what was their argument?
Why do I care? My brethren phoned me and said, bro, even my wife has phoned me and said, Fumes, I don't understand what he's doing.
Serious? So they're making it seem like you're having a breakdown.
They made it seem like, because I was trying to shed light on what I don't feel like the scene needs more of.
Yeah.
That man was a hater of progress.
That's crazy.
And I just looked at it and I was like, it's mental. Because it's like they're saying to me, let them buy their views. Why do you care? I'm saying, I care because I care about the culture.
100%.
And realistically, I've got my little brother's making beats. He's going to be a beat composer. Do you get what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not trying to put him in a light and show him, bro, this is what you should be doing. Buy all your views, make sure all the beats look like they're doing well on YouTube and you throw them up there. Like, that's not what you need to do. Because when I released Plugged In, I think...
Right, you actually caught it. Brother, I've never seen it. Bro.
One time.
You know, let me tell you this now, yeah? Brother, I think I've only ever seen that 3 times in my life. Like the one lick, and got it straight away. That's mad.
The hand-to-eye coordination's there still. It's there still. But yeah, like, what? No, you threw me, man.
Oh, sorry. No, you were saying that, like, your brother, like, you wouldn't, if your brother was coming through or whatever,
I don't want to show, like, obviously, the way I look at it is a lot of what I'm doing is for the streets. Yeah. And when I say the streets, I mean the actual streets. I don't mean the gangsters and the killers. I mean the streets, like, in terms of the kids in the streets. Like, it's out there on phones, Sony, Walkman. Remember Walkman days at the back of the bus? My music is for those kind of kids that are playing it in schools and whatever. So I feel like I got the younger generation. And I'm not trying to show them fake it till you make it. No. All of you do that. Like, I believe in fake it till you make it, and I know certain people that are out here actively doing well for fake it till you make it. But I just feel like the industry doesn't need to be controlled by that and built off of it. So I tried to shed light on it, and I got why do you care? You're a hater, you're bitter, everyone's doing better than you, you're soon gonna fall off. What? And I was like, wow. Because I tried to shed light on something, because when I first released Plugged In, like, I'll be real, my first episode was with Hope Dealers, and I think it's on 20K right now on Link Up TV. Okay. 20K. Why didn't I buy views? Why didn't I boost it to make it look better? Because I looked here and I said, cool, that's my stepping stone. This is where I'm starting from.
Yeah.
Then after that, it was 50K. Then after that, it was 70, and then 100. Then I started building it up. And now, average, I get 100K in a day on anything I release.
Right. Engineers are usually, you just see them
behind the scenes.
But when I say behind the scenes, super behind the scenes.
Yeah.
They are, like, engineers are such a fundamental part of the process of music, yeah. But they are like so super behind the scenes, and usually engineers kind of like are just essentially in their own world, engineering, innit?
Yeah.
But for you now, because you're doing this, but you've come out, and also now you're seeing other things that maybe a normal engineer wouldn't actually be paying too much attention to. So when you're looking at this and looking at the game or whatnot,
but that's because man's more than an engineer,
right?
Do you get what I'm saying? So you've got your mix engineers that just sit at the studio, get the stem sent to them, mix songs, and then, you know, if the song does well, they claim that they're the reason it done well. And if it doesn't, then they just move. Do you get what I'm saying? And you've got your guys like that. There's a.
What made you start the branding side of being an engineer?
Because no one was doing it. Like, what people don't get about, well, maybe they get it, but for me, what a big part of me is that if I do something, I want it to stand out. I want to leave my mark on something. Like, I'm very competitive in the sense of, if I'm competing, I'm only competing if I genuinely feel like I can win. It's the same with, I'm only indulging in a debate or an argument if I feel like I'm coming out of the argument with what I said being the key factors and it making sense. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't entertain conversations or something that I don't feel strongly about. Like, do you get what I'm saying? I'll just leave you to it.
You're willing to learn, though.
Yeah, so I'm very willing to learn. Like, I'll sit there and learn all day. Like, I'd rather just stay quiet sometimes. But when it comes to like a debate or whatever, I'm not involved unless I feel like, I'll listen unless I feel like I know what's going on. So when it came to the engineering and building a brand, I said, no one's doing this. So I'm going to leave my mark and do it. And I met a guy called Aaron at Frequency. This was years ago. I don't know whether he's blowing smoke up my ass or what. But he said to me, bro, like, if you want to brand yourself, you should have a tag. All the Americans do it. And that was his quote to me. See, I didn't even do my research. I just said, fuck it, I'm with it. All the Americans do it. I'm going to start in the UK. Bruv, no one does it. Like, no one does it. No one was doing it before, man, like that. No one was doing it. So then it got to a point where it wasn't easy to do. Like, certain people, there was a lot of backlash. There was a lot of label jobs that got turned down. Like, them saying, oh, we don't want this, we don't want that. And I just had to stand my ground and say, you know what it is? If it said Maybach music, you'd have paid extra for it. But because man's not Maybach music yet, you're disrespecting my thing. But that's cool. We'll link again when I'll see you at the top. And that's always been my mentality.
So just to be clear, so there was like, so naturally there's a couple times where you've done whatever you've done. Yeah. Maybe for an artist that's a part of a label or whatever it may be, and then they've come back and said, yeah, take that off. Yeah. We don't want that. Yeah. And then now it's come full circle now where they have to pay for that now almost.
No, they don't pay for it, but that's my natural branding. The way I view it is...
Yeah, but when I say pay for it, I mean they want that now.
Yeah, they want
it. Because look, like...
Yeah, it adds credibility to their thing.
100%.
Like right now, it's a credible thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's one of those things that's like, it's come full circle, but no one was there at the battle. No one was battling that with me. Do you get what I'm saying? I was the only one battling the industry doing that. They didn't want to take it in because it was like, what are you doing? This is unheard of. And then now it's like, all the kids have now, this guy mixed it, that one mixed it. Yeah. And I've got my man, the engineer, and my man, the engineer. And I'm like, it's cute.
That's like sick though.
That's what I feel so like sick. There's accomplishment there.
100%. Do you know why, bro? Because at one point, like, honestly, as a young buck, the only fun thing to do if you wanted to come through in music was either you was going to rap, MC, you was going to be an artist, or you was going to be a DJ.
Yeah,
or you was going to be a producer. That's it.
I don't think that one was the popping one back in as a kid.
What's that?
The producer one.
Nah, no, that
I feel like the DJ thing was...
DJ was up,
and rapping was up.
Yeah.
Them two was the main factors. Then beat making came in after, and then they called themselves producers.
Yeah. I think now, like, young bucks, like my little brother in particular, he's 15 years old now, and it's like he's coming up at a time where he can see so many different things. There's so many different things that he could do. if he wanted to. So you know what I'm saying? Even if he wanted to work at, you're starting to understand what people are doing in record labels and stuff like that before.
Yeah.
But now, before, that was just essentially white men in suits that were doing whatever, that were just signing checks and shit. But like now you can see you can see managers, you can see all kinds of things that you can do now. And then even the engineering stuff. So like, it's inspiring them to do that is cold, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I came in the game and I tried to change it, and I feel like I'm on my way to doing that. Yeah. Obviously, when you try and change something, and you haven't got authority from the top dogs, the bosses, the gatekeepers to do that, it's always challenging. So I feel like I've always said I've been against the industry. I don't feel like the industry's had, man. It's been me trying to break through doors. No one's been opening them for, man. So for me to see like the streets and the kids and the fans loving it, and I'm getting people in different countries, Australia love, man, like telling man come out there every week. Like it's like, wow, like man's finally starting to make a dent in what the bigger picture is. So that's where I'm at right now, and it's grateful. Like I love everyone that's getting behind me, bro. Like it's a crazy feeling.
In regards to like dealing with artists and stuff like that, and engineering artists and stuff, I feel like a skill that you need to have, is to be able to turn around and say, one more, again, patience. Nah, not that it. You got to keep going, do that again, change this, do that, change. Like, was that awkward for you in the beginning? Like doing that with...
The thing about it is you got to be able to read a room. And I feel like that's what a lot of people don't understand. So you can read a room and know how it's going to unfold. Like, I like to view life like it's chess. You got to kind of think 3-4 moves ahead. It's not checkers. Don't make one move and then get your man. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like, it depends on the situation. There's certain times where even me, I've been in studio and the man's laid down something and I felt like, you know what, this was weak, but it's not gonna pattern. It's just not. And you gotta understand that it's just not. Then you got your artists that you can work with that are like, yo, bro, tell me, I'm with it.
Right.
And those are the people, I normally give them the choice now. I'm like, bro, I can be as involved as you want or I can press the button.
Yeah.
I prefer to be involved because ideally, that's where I shine. Like, this is where we'll get the best record.
Yeah.
But if you're on I'm a bad boy, I've been rapping for years, I know everything.
Yeah, you can't tell me nothing. Just do your
thing, homeboy. Yeah. And then you're going to come out and say, what do you think? I'm going to say, brother, you're a bad boy. You've been rapping for years, but what do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know what you want me to ask you. It don't make sense no more, bro.
Yeah,
do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's just reading the room and knowing who you're with. And like, there's a time where it just won't work. And you need to be able to just say, you know what, yeah, it's not going to work still.
Nah, facts.
And just do the best you can.
Have you ever knocked heads with someone, though? In the studio?
Yeah, 100 times, like 100,000 times. Like it's normal. Like sometimes I'll say to a man, yo, change this bar, and he'll be like, yo, no, this bar's hard, and I'll be like, no, bro, it's really not, bro. But it's just like, I find it a lot with the people that have like speech impediments or lisps. Like for me, like it's about writing to your strengths and performing to your strengths. Why have you got 5 S's in an 8 bar and you know you're struggling with them? There's other words to use, bro. Like, let's get the best out of your strengths. Don't play on your weaknesses. The song's not gonna come out as strong as it can. I like everyone to come to me knowing that if you potentially did this song anywhere else, when you come back to me, I'm upping it by 2 or 3 points. If it was like 6 out of 10, it's now a 9 out of 10. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that's what I like to do. I like to elevate the music. I have a big say in how I'm doing it, how I'm chopping it up, where I'm putting things. I'll restructure a man's song and say, yo, bro, he'll do a freestyle, say, yo, bro, I just made a pop song out of it. You know what I'm saying? I brought a pre-chorus out of what you said over there, and I got the hook, and I put that there, and boom, with gravy now. Do you get what I'm saying? And some of them are like, yo, this is lit. Like, that's how Take That Risk came about. Take That Risk was a freestyle. Okay. I took his 8-bar chorus that he wasn't going to use in the song anymore, and made, like, his 8-bar intro, I made it a chorus.
Man.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then that became one of, you can argue, one of the biggest drill songs at the time. Do you get what I'm saying? And it's like, that was my first time working with him. I didn't know him.
Right.
I didn't know about the street credibility. I didn't know about whatever the hell was going on over there.
What that ended up doing.
And I just said, you know what, bro? Like, it's hard, but it's not like the freestyle thing's not it. Let's put a hook on this and let's make it proper goal. Yeah. We did that, and it proper went.
Naturally, in the studio, you'd be around artists and that are like literally writing down their lyrics or whatever it may be. Yeah. And then like when it comes to getting in the booth, it might take them quite a long time to deliver it all. Or they might come in and they might literally just deliver it all in like 1 or 2 takes or whatever, and it just sounds super clear. Like who, it could be that, or there could be like different reasons for it, but like who has surprised you the most or impressed you the most in terms of like that side of things?
It's weird. Certain people just have a good delivery. So like, I haven't worked with him in a few years, many years, but Stormzy had probably one of the cleanest deliveries that I've ever come across.
Right.
And when we worked, I just felt like it was just so easy.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like it was just so easy.
Yeah, he's got, his clarity is like...
It's very clean.
Very, very, very clean. Do you know who I feel who's got that as well? Scorcher.
Yeah.
I feel like Scorcher has a certain, like he's so clear and precise in words, but also it's like how casual he sounds as well with it at the same time too. Do you get what I'm saying?
Very different. Like he's very good at merging character into his performance.
Yeah.
Like the way he writes, he's a different animal still. Like I give credit to him. Like, he writes in his head and he'll go in the booth, walk around in circles, and then bam, just out of nowhere, Fumes, I got my 8 bar, let's go.
Serious.
And I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah, I love seeing stuff like that, bro.
Yeah, it's a lit experience.
Especially when you see like as well, you know, like someone who's they're not writing.
Yeah.
So they're just walking around and it's kind of just in
I don't know how the man do that.
Huh?
That's mad. I don't know how they do that.
I don't know how they do that.
You get 2 lines out of me, max.
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah.
And then I need to write down the rest.
Yeah, I've been in studios and seen a man, I've seen a man come in and he's like done 2 lines, come away, come back again, did another line, come away, did another line, back again, chilling,
That is
4
so
lines,
jarring.
whatever. Bruv, then all of a sudden you hear this thing and you're like, oh shit, like,
It comes together.
Because at first it's like, what is going on? But then at the end of it, it starts to make hella sense. It's like a puzzle. Do you get what I'm saying?
It comes together, but you run the risk of overlapping when you do it like that. But that's just all technical rubbish.
What would you mean?
Overlapping, like I don't like it when you can't sing along to it with energy because there's an overlap.
Right. Okay.
So you see when half a bar or the last few words you go over it with something else.
Yeah.
So you'd have to stop there and say, Fumes, cut me in, and then he'll come over himself and then carry it on. Like if you do line by line, you run the risk of overlapping. You can overlap sometimes. Like the chorus can definitely overlap, but in the verse you shouldn't. I say there's no rules to this stuff, but I'd say I wouldn't recommend you overlap too much.
Facts.
It takes away the sing-along element of a song, and in where we are now, the sing-along element is key. The biggest songs are very, very simple. The verses can be complicated, but the choruses are very simple. So you want to keep as much of a sing-along element as you can get.
You know, I was watching your conversation that you had with Russ. I thought it was a good, like, Russ is a rock star to me, you know.
Russ is my guy, man. I like Russ. He's changed so drastically. I take my half to him.
Let's talk about that. There's definitely a maturer side to him in some way, and it does seem as well, yeah, that like it seems like he spent a lot of time thinking about stuff now.
Whatever he done, like I don't think, like, you know what it is, you'd have had to have been there. Like me and Russ was not cool.
Yeah, I know.
Do you get it? Like we was not cool. Like we were sending each other mad messages when we was both in New York talking about when we get back to London. And he's over there in New York, and I'm over here.
Man's in the same hotel. Like
he was literally across the road.
My man's in 203.
He was literally across the road. And we're just back and forth, just chatting shit. Like,
why though? How did it get like that? If you don't want me asking.
We sorted it now. Let's not go backwards.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? We sorted it now. It was a small thing, but it's just the way he was just any small thing was a big thing. And then it got to the point where it's like now I had a small issue with how business was being handled by his team.
Right. But
his team were all proper people. It was just, I had a small issue, not shedding no dislike on their team. Yeah. But from there, it was like, he's phoned me and showed me, Fumes, your approach is wrong, Ak. Deal with it like this, and I'll pattern this, and we'll be smooth. I couldn't believe it. I said, the same Russ that I was, that before it would have been a mad thing. Mm-hmm. Now you're telling me how to pattern. And it worked. And I said, you know what, man, wherever you went, whatever you did.
Yeah. Whatever monk or Buddhist you was talking
now.
to. Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? And I was like, you keep this up, you're going to be king this year.
Yeah.
And he's just fucking taking off, bro.
It's
I take
crazy,
my hat off to him.
It?
And his team's doing well. Everyone's doing well. Like, I'm just like, you know what? Got to take it out off to the man.
Yeah,
they writ him off.
He's an absolute flipping rock star to me. I can't even lie. And I feel like there's a next movement happening. I did a documentary with Vice which is called Gangster Rap International. I go to all these different places, whatever, and talk to like interesting people that come from that have just mad interesting lives. I did Popek, which was in Poland, yeah, who's a lunatic. But the first one I ever did was Ink in Ireland, and it was about like the godfather of drill or whatnot. So I went up there, I went to his area, and I was like seeing what was going on and talking to like a lot of the drillers up there and whatever it may be. Yeah,
big up Ink, man. He's proper people.
Yeah, but A92, like they are like, I think, is that one of your highest? Because they did.
That's the biggest plugged in there is.
Why? Like, what is it about? Like, what is it about them?
There was so much small things that led to it being a viral effect. So you start with, I think it's K-Sav. He's very small. Yeah. And I've put the mic very high in my plugged in.
Yeah, I saw that.
That made that memeable.
Right.
I saw that when they first walked in, and that's when I decided the mic's going high. Like, this is
because there's a mad tall brother, but is he tall though, or is it because my man's
tall? He's actually very tall, and the fact that he had a mad voice, and the first line is just legendary. My hand thing coming like Corona, boom, that's it. Like, took out the beat there, made sure it hit. You heard every word of that. That added a TikTok value. Then there was a Fika who was naturally popping at the time, and he had just done like the face reveal stuff. And I said to him, wear the mask and then take it off as well. Do you get what I'm saying? Because they love the mask. And then the song itself was hard. Do you get what I'm saying? So when you put all the elements together, no one still knew it was going to do what it done. But the way I tried to angle it was I tried to look at I always try and look at things that can help it do well. Like, it's similar with the Block 6 video. I said, you know what? When they start talking all their mental stuff, I'm just going to cut. And it's going to be funny and memeable.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? So they started chatting their shit and I just walked out.
Mad.
And that made it funny, memeable, which meant that people saw the video on TikTok and go back to YouTube to watch it, and then go back to Spotify to stream it and say, yo, the song's actually hard too.
You're quite a calculated brother, isn't it?
I told you, chess. I play the game like it's chess. Like, I see things like, you can't think one move ahead. You gotta think 3, 4, 5. Even if you can take it 10 steps ahead. But that gets dangerous because just if one thing changes in step 5, hui.
So then, like, how often do you go into these plugged-ins, yeah, with the thought process of it being a memeable piece of content? Or do you figure that out as it's happening? Like, as it's happening, do you say, actually, nah, do you know what? I'm seeing this. Like, we could maybe make something out of it.
It depends on the situation. So there's plugged-ins where I'm like, I can't make it funny. So let's say, for example, the police took down PR Sad's plugged in. And the stuff that he was talking, and he wants to do what he's going to do. Wow. Do you get it? Like, you're not going to tell him, yo, bro, energy, wave your hands. I'm doing it like this, bro. Right. And that's sweet. So when he's saying stuff, like, you can't overdo the funny. Do you get what I'm saying? So my thing was just like, the reacting thing's sensitive. There's certain things you can react to and there's certain things you can't. 100. Which is what I've tried to grasp. Do you get what I'm saying? And not made it very personal for other people. So where he's just doing his thing, I just sat there like this the whole time. And because I sat there like that and the camera kept going back and forth to man, it became fucking hilarious. Yeah. And that was the memeable thing, which kind of helped the views escalate on that one. Do you get what I'm saying? Because that, I think, that got taken out on 3 million views. That was his highest stream video, I think. I haven't done the actual history, but I think that was his highest stream video. Okay. Do you get what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, there's certain parts where you can make things more funny. Yeah. And I think drill is so serious. If you add a bit of comedy into it, it becomes more likable.
100%.
So that's where, when lockdown started, I thought about, right, like, how can I add something in there, build my brand, continue building it? And because it got to the point where everyone knew my name, but no one knew my face. Right. Because I built it backwards. I built a brand as a fucking title, Fumes the Engineer. I didn't have a face. Right. So it's like, I remember it was Rashid told me, like...
Honourable shout out to Rashid.
Yeah, I think it was at GRM event, and it was struggling to get in. And he spoke to the bouncer, and he's like, we got me, Link Up TV, we got Joey clips the hardest bars, and we got... Like, no one knows your face. And I was like, oh. And I was like...
Yeah, strong.
And then, do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, from there, I just knew that, yeah, I'm going to change it. So I
So that's literally how that Eat the Plugged In thing even started in the first place, sort of.
Yeah, well, that was a year before,
Right.
but I knew I needed to make a change. And then when I thought of that Plugged In idea, I said, I need to be in there.
Right.
My face needs to be in there. And I want to be in my natural habitat doing what I do. And then that just became a USP for Plugged Ins. Then people loved it and they liked the music because I'm actually involved.
Right,
No
right,
disrespect to the other freestyle shows, because I other than Charlie Sloth, I don't think they're actually involved in the music.
Nah.
Like, do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Is Charlie involved in the music?
I would say he is
it
because he actually records it live and he mixes it himself.
Right.
Which is what I found out. He mixes it himself. Do you get what I'm
Okay.
saying? And he does
Crispy.
his own thing. So he makes it sound how he wants it to sound.
Right. Crispy.
Whereas everyone else, just send them the song, go there, mime it, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Whereas with me, I actually want to record the whole thing on the same day. You get me? So it's basically like a live thing. I want to get the best takes out of you. You're not sending me your song from your studio 5 minutes from your yard. I don't want it.
Yeah, I hate
Come to me and record it with me. I'll show you the difference. Then that's why I feel like the Plugged In started to hit, because the quality of music was generally better than the quality that they normally have.
Right.
Because I spent a decent change getting my studio to the level that I wanted it to.
Of course.
So I feel like with what I have equipment-wise, my ear, and the way that I want the best out of you in terms of energy, pronunciation,
Yeah.
and even if you're overlapping too much, I'll tell you, take out this word, take out that word, make it more easy to listen to. That kind of brought a raw. These Plugged Ins are actually all solid. Like, if you're a fan of that artist, then you won't say this Plugged In.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying? If you're not a fan, then you just never was going to like it
Anyway.
Do you get what I'm saying? So if you're a fan, then I like to think I get the best out of most artists that I work with.
Yeah. I'm learning a lot about your character, actually, and your mindset in how you, like, deal with certain things, and almost like how all of this ties together, like all these dots that connect.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that is, like, quite ironic, you're really meticulous in everything that it is that you do and what you're working on, and branding is a big part of what it is that you do too, to make sure that so you're visible, people know exactly what it is that you're doing, and essentially you're getting credit for what it is that you're doing too. I feel like the irony in an element of it is that, like, sometimes I look at some of the artists and I'm like, oh, like, you could do so much better with your branding. So, like, you know, like, see, like the Bally thing, that's been about for a long time and whatnot, and now you're starting to see people progress a little bit with, like, some of the masks or whatever it may be, But I'm like, if you're going to cover your face now, because of how far we've come today, if you're going to cover your face now, there's so many examples of the mask that you can have, or a mask that you can have you standing out a bit more now and make you more recognizable, as opposed to just putting a black thing over your face. And sometimes when I see that, I'm like, rah, like when I see it today, I'm like, rah, like, you're actually kind of good, but I may remember you because I'm a geek when it comes to this, really.
Yeah.
But there'll be a lot of people that won't, and there's so much opportunities you could be missing out on if you didn't actually have, or if you did have the, what's the word? Like, maybe the business acumen in saying, okay, cool, instead of me just having this black thing over my face, I'm actually gonna, like, try and get a little pee and put. You
I
understand
think
what I'm
it
saying?
came from the industry. Like, I feel like when you got a mask and when you got a Bally, a mask is perceived as artistic, a Bally is perceived as just violent. Do you get what I'm saying? So a lot of shows didn't want to take people wearing Ballies, because people wear Ballies to rub your homes. People wear masks to do painting, decorating, to do dances, performances. So you're allowed to perform with your mask, but with a Bally it became a bit more technical.
What do you love about the game?
I love what it's. I love the change it has
You
on
don't
life.
love it at the moment, do you? Like, do you love what
The
it is
game,
that you're doing?
I love what I'm doing. Yes.
Right. You love what it is that you're doing.
I
but
don't
you
love
love
the
the
game.
game.
No.
Talk on that.
The game made my heart cold. Like, there's just a lot of fugazi stuff that goes on. Like, you probably even know, man. There's a lot of stuff that happens. People's word ain't their word. Like, I grew up on The Wire, like, in terms of watching that, and that was like, when you watch something, and the thing that stuck with me the most was the way that Marlo switched at Chris when he said, "My name is my name,
Right.
bro."
Yeah.
Because you can't tell me how to behave or you can't talk for me on my name. My name is my name. You got to give me the opportunity to do what I feel to do, to build and protect my name. Do you get what I'm saying? So I was very much built on my name is my name, and my word is bond. So if you come to me and I'm supposed to do something for you, I'm gonna do it because I don't want my name out here being slandered when it's not that. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's probably why I took it a bit more personal when I had the backlash from certain things that I said, because it's really like, I didn't do anyone wrong. I've just shed light on the situation. But for me, a lot of people's name in the industry is mud. Like, okay, cool, you might be a gangster and you might have actually done what you say, but in the business world, you're still that guy that will make man wait 4 months for a verse and then not deliver it and tell me to chat to your manager, and then your manager says the label won't let this happen. Like, it's just bare. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like a lot of people hide behind their managers, as if to say, man didn't go school and common sense isn't common sense. Your manager works for you. If you say it's a goal, it is a goal. Don't tell me to speak to your manager and then make your manager break the bad news to me and say, bro, it's my manager. It's not your manager. It's you. You've spoken to your manager and said, I don't want to do it, but I don't have the heart to tell man this, to face-to-face or via phone or via text, whatever. So you've made him then tell someone else that. And I just don't respect any of that. Like, don't string man along in the first place. Do you get what I'm saying? Because remember, where I've been coming up, there's been a lot of things that bare people are just like, yeah, I'm going to do this for you. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'm going to do this. And it's just like, there's a lot of nonsense. So where I got to now, I don't feel like I had any helping hand whatsoever. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I took it away when I see people cheating.
Yeah, for real.
Because I'm like, I struggled so damn hard. And the people that are cheating actually had helping hands. So not only was the helping hand not enough, now you're cheating as well. And it's like, cool, you cheat the game and it works out. But for someone that's played it pretty straight and had all the thrown at them and still managed to build what they built, it sits a certain way. It's not easy to just, yeah, cool, safe. And that's why I care. But at the same time, I'm working on caring a bit less. Like, because when I've talked to my brother, he says,
there's nothing wrong with caring. I think all it is like, if anything, I'm not saying this about off the back of what you're saying, I'm just saying it in general anyway. It's just sometimes working out, something that I've learnt myself here is that, like, sometimes I ask myself, okay, is this one worth the energy? Because I can't control how I feel, but I definitely can control how I behave. And there are times where some people do certain things that rub me up the wrong way, and I have to say something. Or there's times when I see people doing certain things within our culture or whatever it may be that I don't like and I don't respect. Luckily, I got a podcast. I can sit and I can say whatever I want to say about it when I'm talking to my brethren. I can do that. But then sometimes there are times when I'm like, you know what? Does this one deserve the energy? Does it deserve it?
You got to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah. And then sometimes you can answer that question yourself.
Yeah. But you know what it is? When it don't deserve the energy, but when it's getting a lot of energy elsewhere and the energy keeps getting thrown back towards you,
then sometimes it deserves it after that then.
Yeah.
Yeah?
It deserves it after
sometimes
that.
It deserves it after that.
And then you deal with the backlash.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you deal with the backlash. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, but it's like, this is all new to man, and I think that people forget that.
Yeah, of course.
Like, engineers are not supposed to be famous.
Forget all of that, bro. If everyone kept listening to what engineers are, if everyone kept listening to what people are supposed to be, where would we be, bro?
Exactly, and that's why I came to change the game. Do you get it? But I'm very forward thinking, but on that one, I just felt like changing the game and it would all just be love. It was not.
The way that you've positioned yourself as being really important to the game, and even in terms of like inspiring the next generation of engineers, and everything aside from that as well, because you're more than just that. Do you get what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, I think that, like, you know, you got a lot of legs in this game. You know, you just gotta make sure that you keep your focus. That's all.
I'm very focused, man. Very focused. I just gotta not stray sometimes.
Yeah.
Not get drawn into the draw outs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's all love and we're here, man. Positive. Gonna be a good career, man.
JD in the Duffel Bag podcast, online, Fumes.
Big up Hoodrich every time.
Oh yeah, of course. Boom, flipping Hoodrich, JD. You got your, you know what I mean? You'll connect with that. Do you wanna?
What are you asking me?
You want to shout them out? You want to?
No, yeah, big up Hooditch, man.
Big
They
up
came
them, man.
through. You get what I'm saying?
Like, honestly,
Yeah.
these lot like used to send me stuff from before or whatnot. And then one time I went into JD, I see them all in JD like that. I'm like, what? Is that how these men are moving?
Serious.
Big checks. Yeah?
Serious.
Come on. That joke. Love.
Love, man.